Hey friends, this is Dave Cummings from Point Loma Nazarene University. I'm teaching this BIO6090 Section 1 class, which is Readings in Microbiology. And so if you're getting this link and watching this video, it's because you've registered for this class. So what I wanted to do was show you around our Canvas page so you know where to find things, and at the same time talk you through the syllabus. I have gone to great lengths to make sure that this class is really straightforward, really clear. That there's a rhythm and a pattern throughout the whole 5 weeks that helps it to be much more predictable. And I'm hoping that'll really help you guys, especially since this is not an in-person class where you can just ask questions every 30 seconds, right? We're much more communicative in an in-person class than we are online. So I want to encourage you to reach out to me as often as you need to. Take advantage of the live Zoom office hours that I'll be offering frequently. Although those are totally optional, so if you don't need it or you're busy at that time, you don't have to be there. I just want to make myself available pretty frequently. So if you go to your Canvas page in the pointloma.edu, and I don't know how many classes you'll have pop up. I've got a bunch, of course. And you go to BIO6090-1. Okay, BIO6090-1 is our section, Special Topics in Biology, and this particular special topic is Readings in Microbiology. And so yours will look almost exactly like mine. You won't have, some of the editing things, the admin stuff, but otherwise it's going to look pretty much the same. And the home page is going to have the first of the announcements, which I just posted about half an hour ago, so I hope you'll check that out. Title of our course, and then it gets into the syllabus, or it gets into a summary of the syllabus and then the syllabus. So we've got our title, it's online, it's summer session 1, the dates that we're meeting, my email address, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me at a non-scheduled time, a description of the course, and really what I want to point out here in the course description is that I have two main things I want to accomplish here. The first is that I really want to work through the process of reading and understanding a primary journal article with you. I know many of you have done this before, but I'm guessing you've never actually been trained sort of stepwise in how to do this. And so I've set this up, this course, in a way that will sort of scaffold your learning. And I really hope that you find this helpful for the long haul. Honestly, what I asked myself was, okay, when I was in graduate school, especially at the very beginning, and I was getting thrown all these journal articles, and I was reading a lot of journal articles right off the bat, what kind of training would I have appreciated having? I would have loved to have had a class like this where someone with some experience had walked me through it step by step. And so that's really objective number 1, and the other focus is teaching you really deeply on one particular subject area in microbiology, which is going to be plasmids and biofilms, and the ways that plasmids and biofilms impact antibiotic resistance. Okay, highly specific, and the value of doing that rather than going really broadly is that it's a new skill set mentally for us to be able to go deeper and deeper into a subject. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to really build a solid foundation in this particular area. All right, come down here. If you click Meet Your Instructor, you'll see a picture of me with my beautiful wife. And it'll tell you a little bit about my background and a couple personal websites that I have if you're interested in checking those out. If we go back here, course syllabus, I'm going to go through the syllabus and then I'm going to show you how the modules are arranged. Everything is in the modules based on the 5 weeks. So you'll have a week 1 module with a set of assignments, a week 2 with a set of assignments, and on down the line, hopefully really clear and organized for you. So here's the course syllabus. You can see the number of units, and we've got our mission of teaching, shaping, and sending, my contact info again, a description of the course that we just talked about briefly, and those 2 concentrations. One thing I do want to point out is that this is a credit, no credit class, which means an 82% is set as the cutoff for credit for a graduate course. So as long as you get an 82%, you don't need a 99 because there's no A here. You need an 81.5 or higher, and I will round that up to an 82. So that's on you to make sure you reach that threshold. Do what you have to do to reach that. Course logistics here, I want to read this with you so we start to get a sense of how the course is going to be organized. We've got social distancing. We're not meeting face-to-face. I'm going to have very frequent office hours on Zoom that will be live and optional. So look at your schedule, see if you can do it, see if you can fit those in. You can request a Zoom meeting with me, or we can email back and forth to discuss things as well. I'll make myself as available as possible to you. Everything's going to be found in the modules on Canvas. You can find absolutely everything you need there, including links to all 5 of the articles that you're going to be reading. So you're going to want to work your way through those modules week by week, and as soon as it becomes available, each module will be, so right now week 1 is available for you. On Saturday, next Saturday, as soon as we finish week 1, week 2 becomes available. So if you're a weekend warrior and you want to get into it, you can get into it beginning Saturday morning, and you'll have it available all the way through Friday night again. We're really going to have 2 types of assignments: discussion boards, where you're going to post a response with word limits, and then after the time and date that it's due passes, you're going to post 2 short responses. So you'll pick 2 discussion board posts from 2 of your classmates, right? So let's say you're on DB8, right? Discussion board 8. You've already posted your response to the question with the word limit. Now you're going to pick 2 other responses, and you're going to give a thoughtful, helpful, critical response to them and to their post to help them in their thinking. And then don't forget, when all that is over, and you'll have 48 hours to post those 2 responses after the due date. So if the due date was, say, Wednesday at midnight, you'll have till Friday at midnight to post your responses to 2 other people. Then don't forget to go back and read those responses that other people have posted, because you are going to learn from one another. That really is how this class is designed, is to pick up hints and tips and really learn from one another, along with learning from me, hopefully, as we're going through this process together. So you've got your discussion board posts, and there's a lot of those, and they tend to be very short, right? Most of them are going to be 100 to 150 word limit, with a couple exceptions. So very short posts, and there's several of those, 16, I think, through our 5 weeks. And then there are 6 what I'm calling quizzes. These are essentially the same as the discussion board posts, but they're set up so I'm the only one that sees the responses. Okay, so they're not out there for everybody to discuss. It's just me getting some feedback directly from you as to how you see a particular component of a paper. Okay, so the quizzes and discussion board posts are really arranged very, very similarly, and it's just a matter of whether they're public for everyone to see or if they're just coming to me. They're always due by midnight on the date that's listed. Typically, 2 responses are going to be required, somewhere in the 50 to 100 word area, which is really just a paragraph. It's really quite short for every original post. And then for all original posts, all responses to the posts that you make to other people, and all your quiz answers, because there are word limits, I need you to do a quick word count for me, and in parentheses at the very end of your answer, I want you to write the number of words, so that I'm not trying to do word counts on everybody. That's going to help hold you accountable to learning what we call the economy of words. In scientific writing, we've got to be very economical with our words. We've got to cut to the chase, right? Where you have to say everything that needs to be said, but not a single word more. And you're going to really see that as you're reading these papers, and I want you to begin practicing that as you're writing your responses. An economy of words. So you choose your words carefully, you say precisely what needs to be said, and nothing more. Okay, course learning outcomes. And these are the outcomes for all of these readings courses. So if you're in Dr. Durrell's or in Dr. Silva's later, that you're going to have the exact same set of learning outcomes. Distinguish between the content and value of a review article versus primary research. I'm not going to have you read a review article, but we'll talk about what those are, and you're going to really focus on the primary research. Identify and interpret common types of data analysis. In the field of microbiology, you're going to see a lot of that. And given a specific paper, you're going to have 5 of these, you can do the following. Identify the larger context with an understanding of its broadly reaching benefits. You can make claims based on evidence in the paper and justify those claims, very important, and explain the methods used to obtain those key results that are being presented. You're going to be able to do all those things. And I'll tell you the other secret to the way I've designed this class is that you are working towards very specific sets of questions, and you'll see those exact questions when you hit week 4 and week 5. We're kind of funneling towards those 2 sets of discussion board and quiz questions in week 4 and week 5 that are literally identical to the questions you're going to see in your MS exam. Okay, I'm preparing you for that. In your MS exam, you're going to be given a couple journal articles, among other things that you have to do in that exam. You're going to be given a couple journal articles and asked to break down specific aspects of those journal articles. I am going to be funneling you towards the skill set to be able to do that before you even get to that MS exam. And so that part of your exam, which is a big part, is going to be a piece of cake by the time you're done with my class. Study resources, there's no textbook. I've got links to all of the articles. They're all freely available online. Credit hour information, I think Dr. Anderson has reminded you of this. One unit is about 45 hours according to our accrediting agencies. And so we need to come up with what is approximately, on average per person, 45 hours worth of work. And because we got 5 weeks, I'm trying to hit 9 hours ballpark per week. Some of you are going to go way slower than others because maybe you really struggle with these papers. Others of you, it's going to be a piece of cake and you'll come in shorter. There's nothing I can do about that. But my target is to average about 9 hours per person per week over those 5 weeks. Ballpark, you'll spend about 25 hours on the readings, another 15 in the online discussions, another 5 hours in the quizzes. That's how I'm envisioning your workload and your work distribution. Schedule and assignments, you can read some of this. One thing I want to highlight here, direct quotes. You may have learned to use those in English classes and writing classes. They're simply not part of scientific writing. It's very, very rare that you'll see direct quotes of someone else in scientific writing, and so I don't want to see them in any of your answers. You need to show me that you can read something that someone has to say and that you can summarize it, right? You're able to do that or reword it in your own words with your own understanding. We talk about the word limit again, and then you can just see here what work you're going to have to do and when. So how to read a scientific journal article in week 1, that's our goal. So on Tuesday, you've got a discussion board you need to post to and a quiz you need to post to. On Wednesday, you're going to read the title and abstract of the paper and do this in order. Don't cheat and start reading everything else. Focus on the title and the abstract and then post a discussion response on the title and a discussion response on the abstract. When you click on it, you'll get a more specific question about the title, what you can learn from the title, about the abstract, what you can learn from the abstract. And then question 2 is a real specific question about the question or hypothesis. And all this I want you to get first from the title and the abstract. Then on Thursday, you'll read the intro and discussion, and there are some short video links along the way where I'm coaching you in these, and I'm giving you insight into how to read each of these sections. So then discussion question 4 is about what info you can drag out of the intro and discussion, and question 3 is really identical to question 2, but now you have more information. You not only have the title and the abstract, you also have the intro and the discussion, and I want you to refine what you believe the question or hypothesis is for this particular study. And then on Friday, you're going to answer 1 discussion question, post to 1, on the materials and methods and 1 set of results that are posted. This first week's pretty busy. Okay, we've got a lot to do. We miss out on Monday, and we need to spend a little time kind of ramping up and introducing ourselves. And so we're going to do a lot of work in these 3 days here, Wednesday through Friday. So make sure you get started as quickly as you can on those so you don't feel too much of a time crunch. Week 2, you're going to have a little bit more time to work on this. And your due dates are only going to be Wednesday and Friday, not every single day. On Wednesday, you've got 2 discussions that you need to post to. On Friday, you'll have 2 discussions you need to post to. And then remember, within 48 hours, you'll have responses to one another after those post dates. So week 2, we're going to focus really on the methods and the results. Week 3, we're going to focus on the intro and the discussion. Week 4, we're going to start, remember I said we're going to funnel you towards specific questions that you're going to see on your MS exam. We start that on week 4, where on Wednesday you're going to be posting 3 discussion responses to an entire paper, and these questions are worded almost identically to what you're going to see in your MS exam. On Wednesday, you're going to post, and then by Friday, you will be having feedback from one another, and you're going to be giving feedback to one another on these 3. The following week, week 5, I want you to do this week on your own. This week is sort of like a final exam you could think of. It's the whole package where I want you to read an entire paper and see we've moved over to the quiz section instead of discussions, and you're going to answer the same 3 sets of questions without talking to one another and without responding to one another. And that's how we're going to wrap up the whole semester. I'm out of time in this video. We basically just went through the whole thing. I'm going to cut one more short video for you, just showing you around Canvas, and then you're going to be ready to go, and I want to hear questions from you.